In this video, I'm going to tell you the number one lie that other podcast booking agencies are telling you. I recently had a sales consultation call with somebody who I thought was a dream client. They truly checked all the boxes of what we look for in an ideal client. But when we got on the call, the energy was a little bit off. I could tell when there's just not a great connection. I kind of feel like I'm on the defense a little bit. And I wasn't sure why. He had clearly prepared and learned about us. I prepared and learned about him. And then this question came up and I knew this was what was off. He had looked up interviews that our clients had done on podcasts. He looked them up on YouTube and was not impressed with the number of views that these interviews had on YouTube. I explained to him that podcasts first and foremost are an audio platform. Most of the listeners are consuming the content through Apple Podcasts, through Spotify. They're listening on their phone through an audio-only player. Now, some hosts will record the podcast with video on, use clips of the video to promote the episode on social media, or upload the full video interview to YouTube. That's not where most of the audience is. Podcasts are not YouTube shows. They are podcasts that are leveraging YouTube to increase their reach, but you really cannot judge the size of a podcast show based off of the YouTube views. So I explained that, but he still wasn't satisfied. He goes, well, how many people are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify? I said, that information is not public. Only the host of the show can log into Libsyn or their hosting account to see how many downloads each episode is getting. But that's not public information. And he said, well, I'm not going to spend $17,000 on your service if I don't know the size of the audience. And I said, okay, well, I can't tell you. So it sounds like this isn't a fit. He was not super satisfied with that response and just proceeded to push back, kind of with this tone of like, how dare you not tell me what I want to hear? And I said, listen, I've been doing this for 11 years. Podcast audience sizes aren't public. I've got hundreds of happy clients who are getting results from shows that we're booking them on, despite the fact that we don't know the audience size. If you need to know the audience size, I get that. I still can't tell you. It's still not public information, despite how much you want to know. And so we ended the conversation. It was clearly not a fit. I said, listen, I respect what your boundaries are and what your standards are. It's just not something that I can meet. And I realized that the reason that he was likely so dissatisfied with the fact that I would not say an audience size is that my competitors are. I have lost sales. I have lost clients to other agencies who will promise that every show they'll book will have at least 2,000 listeners. This is not a promise any agency can make because the data is not public. But that doesn't stop people from lying and telling their leads what they want to hear to get the sale. I will always tell you the truth, even if it means I lose sales, because I value the truth and talking straight with you and giving you the honest information over tricking you into signing up with me. So again, podcast audience sizes are not public. There are directories and sites that will make a guess based off of their own algorithm, but that is what it is. It is a guess. It's not rooted in reality. It is their guess. And I could go on to talk about why audience sizes aren't actually important, even if you know the information, but that is truly a conversation for another day. So if you value the truth and you want to work with a podcast booking agency who has 11 years of experience, we know exactly what we're doing. We will tell you the truth. We know the ins and outs of podcasting and podcast guesting. Then book a call with me. I'll have a conversation with you to talk about your business, what you could get out of podcast guesting, how our services at Interview Connections work. I'll put the link to schedule a call in the description of this video, and I hope to talk to you soon.